One of the things that humans are really good at is building things that do what they are supposed to do. In other words, we build a car and the car does what it's supposed to do. We build an engine, the engine does what it's supposed to do. Same thing for a computer, a phone, anything else. When we build things, we're pretty good at building things that have an intended purpose, that do the things that we say that they should do. But it's not just things that humans build. We also build organizations. We also build structures. And so we oftentimes get surprised why something happens inside of a company. If you look at the recent debacle with United Airlines, you look at all sorts of stories around the world. You look at a company like Kodak and how they disappeared, or Tower Records, or any number of organizations and examples that you want to look at. And we tend to jump to different conclusions as to why these things happen. But the reason why these things happen is because the organizations were built in that kind of a way. In other words, we create organizations that do what they are supposed to do. If your organization fails for whatever reason, because it didn't see what was coming up on the horizon, because it didn't innovate fast enough, whatever it might be, that is because that organization was built to not do that. An organization like Kodak was built to not be able to anticipate the future. An organization like Kodak was built to not change, to not embrace the future. When we see these stories and when we hear about these stories, we really shouldn't be shocked, because these are the types of organizations that we have built. So we look at hierarchy, for example. Why are hierarchies so prevalent in organizations around the world? Organizations in general are so slow to change. Well, should we really be surprised by that? I mean, we built organizations to withstand change. We built organizations that are very good at hierarchy and enforcing the status quo and building that pyramid. And so why are we so shocked today that our organizations aren't changing, that hierarchies aren't being flattened, that we don't have managers that act more like coaches and mentors, that we're not innovating fast enough? These shouldn't be shocks to us, because again, the thing that you build is the outcome that you can expect to get. If you build an organization that is structured in a certain way, that thinks a certain way, you shouldn't be surprised by what that outcome is going to be. So the whole point of all this is to say that we need to think about the structure differently, and that will allow us to get to the outcomes that we would like to actually have. So structure comes first, outcomes comes second.